Welcome to another video today. We're going to be doing something a little bit different, especially with the NHL playoffs starting, and they're just around the corner. I believe there's, 2 days left of regular season hockey, or today might be the last day, actually. No, today's the last day. All the playoffs are decided and set. All the matchups are set, I believe. Yeah, otherwise there wouldn't be a bracket up right now. So, I did my bracket. I'm just doing this one for you guys, just to give my look to see who I think is going to win. I've actually looked up a lot of stats for this season, including head-to-head matchups. So, like, for example, Winnipeg and St. Louis, I looked up all their head-to-head games, who scored the most goals. I'm also keeping in mind who's more consistent and who I think is the best at this time for each matchup. So first off, Winnipeg versus St. Louis Blues. If we look at the analysis, I said that wrong. Analysis. Anyways, they finished off 114 points versus the 96 points. The goals per game, Jets have the advantage. Goals per game against, the Jets also have the advantage. Power play, the Jets have the advantage. The penalty kill, the Jets have the advantage. That's why if I look up, pull up my thing here, I have the Jets moving forward. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. Well, I'll get to that in a minute, I guess. Next up, the Avalanche versus the Stars. Or Stars versus Avalanche. 106 versus 102. Goals per game are tied. Goals against, the Stars have the advantage. Power play, the Colorado Avalanche have the advantage. Penalty kill, slight advantage to the Dallas Stars. I have, if I remember correctly, I looked at their head-to-head this season. I have the Avalanche moving forward. I think you can also, once you're done selecting all your first picks, you can set how many games. So we'll do that in just a second. Next up, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild. 108 points versus 97 points. Goals per game, the Golden Knights have the advantage. Goals against, they have the advantage. The power play, they have the advantage, and they have the advantage on the penalty kill. But I have the Golden Knights moving forward. I'll pick the amount of games here shortly. Next up, the Los Angeles Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. Season points, LA Kings have the advantage. Goals per game, Oilers have the advantage. Goals against, Kings have the advantage. Power play, the Oilers have the advantage. Penalty kill, the Kings have the advantage. I determined that the Kings are going to win here, just for the head-to-head record this season. So I have the Jets winning this in 5. I have the Avalanche winning this in 4. Knights versus Wild, I have the Knights in 7. And I have the Kings defeating the Oilers in 5. So next up here, the Ottawa Senators. Oh, no. Okay, I can switch it. The Ottawa Senators versus Toronto Maple Leafs. As you all know, I'm a Sens fan. Points, Toronto has the advantage. Goals per game, they have the advantage. Goals against, they have the advantage. Power play, they have the advantage. And the penalty kill, they just have a 0.2% advantage. I have the Ottawa Senators moving forward here. Head-to-head, Ottawa defeated Toronto 3-0 this year. I'll pick the amount of games here shortly. Lightning versus Panthers. This was a tough one. Here's the stats. Lightning have the advantage here, also in the goals per game, also in the goals against, in the power play as well, and just a slight advantage in the penalty kill. I have the Lightning moving forward. Washington Capitals versus Montreal Canadiens. I'm just trying to get the analysis up. Come on, there we go. Advantage to Washington Capitals for points, also goals per game, goals against as well, power play percentage as well, and the penalty kill as well. which is why I picked the Washington Capitals to move forward. And then the analysis for the Hurricanes versus the Devils. Points, obviously Hurricanes. Goals per game, Hurricanes. Goals against per game, New Jersey has the advantage. Power play, New Jersey has a big advantage here in their power play. They have the better power play. Penalty kill, Hurricanes have a slight advantage. That's why I picked Hurricanes to move forward. Ottawa versus the Leafs. I have Ottawa in 5. Lightning versus Panthers. I have the Lightning in 7. Capitals versus Canadiens. I have the Capitals in 5. And Hurricanes versus Devils. I have the Hurricanes in 6. And I think that's all you can pick for number of games in this bracket. My computer's a little slow here. All right. Next up, the Jets versus the Avalanche. If you look at the analysis, points, Jets, goals per game, even. Goals against, Jets have a huge advantage. Power play, Jets have the advantage. And penalty kill, the Avalanche have a slight advantage. But I have the Jets moving on. And I have the Jets in 6. I don't think you can pick, so that's why I'm just going to say it here. Points. Knights have the advantage. Goals per game, Knights have the advantage. Goals against, Knights have the advantage. Power play, Knights have a huge advantage. Penalty kill, the Kings actually have a huge advantage here. And I have the LA Kings. Come on. And I have the Kings in 5. Now let's go. The analysis. No. Come on. I don't know why it's being so fussy here. There we go. The Capitals have the points advantage versus the Carolina Hurricanes. They have the goals per game advantage. Goals against, tied. Power play, slight advantage to the Washington Capitals. Penalty kill, slight advantage to Carolina Hurricanes. But I have the Carolina Hurricanes, and I have them in 5 games. All right, here, Lightning have the points advantage, the goals per game advantage, the goals against advantage, the power play advantage, and the penalty kill advantage. But with their season record, I believe Ottawa had 2 wins, Lightning had 1. I give this advantage to the Ottawa Senators, and I say 6 games for this series. Now let's go back here. Points advantage to the Winnipeg Jets. Goals per game to the Winnipeg Jets. Goals against to the Winnipeg Jets. Power play, huge, almost double actually. Power play advantage to the Jets. Penalty kill to the Kings, but checking their head-to-head season record, I give this advantage to the LA Kings. Now the analysis for Ottawa versus Carolina. Points advantage to the Hurricanes. Goals per game to the Hurricanes. Goals against to the Hurricanes as well. Ottawa has the power play advantage. Hurricanes have the penalty kill advantage. Looking at their head-to-head this season, I made the determination that Ottawa's going to get this in 6 games. And then in the finals, and like I said, I'm a Sens fan, but I'm just doing the stats and what my opinion is here. I mean, they could be out first round. I doubt it against the Leafs, though. I checked their head-to-head. They only had two or three games. I'm giving the advantage to the LA Kings. And I have the Kings versus Sens. The Kings win in 6 games. And I predicted, I believe, with the high-scoring games that they've had in 6 games, I think I determined there was going to be 37 goals in the Stanley Cup Final Series. I don't know if I'll actually let me submit this bracket. Yeah, it successfully submitted the bracket. So that is who I think is going to be winning the Stanley Cup this year based on mostly stats alone. Let's just do another one. Play now. Now, who I'd want to win? Obviously, Ottawa. We'd have an easier chance against the Panthers to win. Washington Capitals. I'd like to see New Jersey advance. I want the Ottawa to win in 4. I want the Panthers to win in 5. I want Washington to win in 4. And this in 6. I'd say Ottawa. And I think Ottawa would have an easier time with New Jersey. And then Ottawa here. This is who I want, by the way. Obviously, being a Sens fan. Realistically, I think the Sens make it to at least the second round with a chance. If we do face off against Florida, I think we play better than Florida. We would beat Florida and move on to the conference finals. The Lightning would be a tougher challenge, but I think it's possible. Here, Winnipeg, I would want to win. I'd want Avalanche to win. I would want Minnesota to win, and I'd want the Oilers to win. Winnipeg, I'd want them to win in 5. Colorado, let's go 6. I'd love to see Minnesota defeat the Kings in 4, and the Oilers in 5. Now, I'd like to see Winnipeg move on, and the Oilers move on. I think this would make a great conference finals. Love to see the Jets versus Ottawa. I'd love to see Ottawa win the cup. And let's go, I don't know, 34 goals scored. Okay, I can't submit it, but can I just change the name and then submit it? Oh yeah, I can. Save changes. When I'm scrolling, that's what's causing it to slow down. But yeah, that's a fun little video I thought I'd do for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I do want to branch out with different content. I've always liked hockey, so kind of want to do this. But yeah, this is my opinion on the NHL playoffs this year. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.